Hi children, welcome back to the lesson Respiration in Organisms. So in respiration in organisms, we already discussed about the what is respiration and what is the difference between breathing and what are the different types of respirations, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, etc. We discussed in the earlier class, right? So now we are going to discuss the whole process of respiration in human. Respiration in human. In a human being, how do the respiration takes place, right? So here we know that in human being the respiratory organs are lungs. Respiratory organs are lungs. Very good. So let us see how do they arrange in our body. Here nose, nasal cavity, nasopharynx, it is foot pipe and it is windpipe, it is larynx. After that there is trachea. This trachea splits into two parts, left and right parts, left and right parts, and it is right lung and it is left lung. Left lung it is smaller because there is presence of heart, right? So here it is respiratory system of our body, and here you could able to see the diaphragm. Here it is diaphragm which divides the stomach and chest, right? So now let us see the inhalation and exhalation in the whole process. Here when we inhale the air, in the air there is presence of oxygen. When this air enter into our nasal cavity to larynx to trachea to it enters into lungs. Now the lungs they contain air sacs, small air balloon like structure. They are called alveoli. In alveoli the oxygen enters. I am drawing one alveoli here. It is alveoli, and it is blood vessel is surrounded the alveoli. Now in the blood there is CO2. The black color dots. In the air there is CO2, and in the alveoli there is O2, red color dots. Red color dots are oxygen and black color dots are carbon dioxide. Now see, when you inhale the air, the oxygen enters into our lungs. Along with the air, the oxygen enters into our lungs, right? Now this oxygen enters into alveoli. Now here it is the blood vessel. The green colored one is the blood vessel. This blood vessel it contains hemoglobin with carbon dioxide. Now this hemoglobin it is going to throw the carbon dioxide into the alveoli. It throws the carbon dioxide into alveoli, and whereas it takes up the oxygen from the alveoli. See here, oxygen is entering into the blood and carbon dioxide getting entered into the alveoli. Oxygen enters the blood and carbon dioxide enters into alveoli. Right? So see here, oxygen enters into lungs to blood, and carbon dioxide enter from blood to lungs. Now in exhalation the carbon dioxide it comes out of the nose. In exhalation. Why carbon dioxide came here? Here hemoglobin it brought the carbon dioxide. We don't know from where the carbon dioxide, from where it brought the carbon dioxide. Okay, now if you look out here, it is my thumb. It is my thumb, and here it is my thumb cell. My thumb cell produced carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide will be carried by the blood vessel. It carried by the blood vessel to the alveoli. Means carbon dioxide it came from body organ. We don't know from where this carbon dioxide is produced in the cell. But however, from the body parts it takes the carbon dioxide and it leaves the carbon dioxide into the blood vessel. Into the blood vessel. Right? So here, in turn, whatever the oxygen it carried, it catch up oxygen. This oxygen is transported to the cell. Oxygen is transported to the cell by the hemoglobin. Here also hemoglobin, there also hemoglobin. Hemoglobin it carries the oxygen to the cell. In the cell, this oxygen breaks the nutrient. This oxygen breaks the nutrient. As a result of this breakdown, there is a formation of CO2. Energy is released and as well as CO2 also released. This CO2 will be carried by the hemoglobin and thrown into the alveoli, which is comes out of the lungs in the form of exhalation. In the form of exhalation. Listen carefully. In inhalation, we inhale oxygen. We inhale oxygen. This oxygen, when you inhale, it enters into lungs, alveoli. Now, from the lungs, they enter into blood vessel. Now, who catches the oxygen here? Hemoglobin catches the oxygen. And it carries the oxygen from lungs to body parts, to my thumb. Here in my thumb, nutrition is get divided with the help of oxygen and it converted into carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide and as well as water vapor also released out. Water vapor also released out. Now these two substances, they are again carried back to the lungs. Carbon dioxide carried back to the lungs and it thrown into the alveoli. It is thrown into alveoli. Now whatever the carbon dioxide that enter into alveoli, it get out of the nose in exhalation. In inhalation we are taking oxygen, in exhalation we are giving carbon dioxide. For example, inhale air. Inhaled air. It contains 21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen and 0.033% carbon dioxide. It is inhaled air. Whereas exhaled air, it contains 16% oxygen, 78% nitrogen and 4% carbon dioxide. What changes do you notice here? Here oxygen, inhaled oxygen is more, whereas in exhalation there is decrease in oxygen. Where it go? It goes into our blood. And here carbon dioxide is 0.033, but now it become 4, it increased. From where do it came? From the cellular respiration. From the cellular respiration. So in this manner, in our respiration, the oxygen is utilized to leave the energy and carbon dioxide is sent out during the exhalation. Right? The whole process is called as respiration. Respiration is a process in which oxygen enters into the lungs, lungs to blood, blood to body parts to cell. In the cell it breaks the nutrient and it releases carbon dioxide, water along with energy. Now this carbon dioxide and water, it is sent out of the body in exhalation. Water vapor, you could able to see the water vapor in exhalation by keeping a mirror in front of you, say then what happens? The water vapor appears on the mirror. So it indicates water vapor also comes out. Right? So this is the process of respiration in human being. Respiration in human being. Very, very important topic. In inhalation, oxygen enters into the lungs, lungs to blood, then blood carries the oxygen to the cell. Here oxygen is utilized, CO2 is produced, CO2 comes to the lungs, lungs to alveoli, alveoli to out of the body in exhalation. So this whole process is called as respiration. Here in the cell the respiration is taking place, so it is called cellular respiration. Cellular respiration. If the gaseous exchange takes place at the lung, it is called external respiration, and inside the cell, if respiration goes on, it is called internal respiration. Internal respiration, external respiration, right? So this is about respiration in the human being. Let us see other animals, how do they respire, right? Do you understood this? If you have any doubts, you can ask me now, right? Okay. Now come to respiration in other organisms like fish. Let us take the first example, fish. How do a fish respire? How do a fish respire? Here it is the fish, and what are these structures here? Very good. These are called gills, and it is the mouth of fish. Mouth of fish, and these are scales on the fish body. These are fins. Right? So this is the fish. Now let us see how do fish respire. Here respiratory organs of fish is gills. Respiratory organs of fish is gills. Now when fish opens the mouth, it intakes the water, because fish lives in water and it takes dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen. Fish intakes dissolved oxygen. Now dissolved oxygen, it enters into the mouth. Mouth to oral cavity, oral cavity to, it pass on to the gills. It pass on to the gills. At the gills there is hemoglobin which is ready with CO2. Hemoglobin ready with CO2. Hemoglobin is ready with CO2. Now whatever the oxygen that is present in the water, it is taken up by the hemoglobin, and carbon dioxide is thrown into the air, into the water. Means here gaseous exchange takes place at the gills. At the gills there is hemoglobin, it is ready with carbon dioxide, and when it drinks the water, in the water oxygen is more, then hemoglobin takes up oxygen and leaves the carbon dioxide into the air. So in this manner it is going to exchange the gases at the gills. Why? Because at the gills there is presence of hemoglobin. This hemoglobin, it is ready with the carbon dioxide which is taken from the body parts, and it sends the carbon dioxide into the air, into the water, and it catches the oxygen present in the water and it takes to the body parts again back, right? So this whole process takes place in the fish. Why? Because it is living in the water, it won't take the oxygen present in the air, it will die. Why? Because it is aquatic animal. The respiratory organs are gills, so definitely it require dissolved oxygen. This is the reason why fish unable to survive on the land, because on the land there is air, but it is not dissolved air, so it requires only dissolved air, because it is aquatic animal, right? So this is respiration in fish. Respiration in fish, right? And next come to respiration in frog. Respiration in frog. So here frog, it contain three organs. Those are gills, skin and lungs. There are three respiratory organs present in the frog. What are they? Gills, skin, lungs. Gills, skin, lungs. So let us see how do they respire. When frog is in young form, the young form of frog, it appears like fish. It appears like fish, and this form is called tadpole. This form is called tadpole. In the tadpole form, when it looks like the fish, it uses gills as a respiratory organs. Tadpole uses gills they are in the water. Actually frog lays eggs in the water, so the eggs when they fertilize they become baby, so the baby frog is called tadpole. Here this tadpole, it looks like fish and it contains gills. Through the gills it respire when it is growing. When it grow to the adult frog, when it become adult frog, when it becomes adult frog, when it becomes adult frog, it is going to respire with the lungs. They have lungs now. With the help of lungs they respire like us. And when adult frog jump into the water, when it jumps into the water, then by using its skin is slimy, very wet, its skin is very wet, and the blood vessels are supplied to the skin. Now the gaseous exchange takes place, means oxygen enters in and carbon dioxide exits out, right? So here gaseous exchange takes place through the skin. It is called cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. If the respiration takes place by the gills, it is called branchial respiration. Branchial respiration. Branchial respiration means respiration through the gills. Cutaneous respiration means respiration through the skin. And if it use lungs, then it is called pulmonary respiration. Pulmonary respiration. In the fish, what kind of respiration? It uses gills, so branchial respiration. Human being uses lungs, so it is pulmonary respiration. If it use skin, it is called cutaneous respiration, right? So with this we are going to stop the session, and we'll continue in the cockroach and snail, and how do the what you call other organisms like earthworm it respire, cockroach and earthworm, in the further lesson, right? So I hope you understood the respiratory organs of different animals. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, right? Thank you.